Hi everyone, it's Crappy Kathy here, and we're on day 11 of our road trip. And today I'm actually going to do the Kraft Plus challenge. So I'm following this sketch. I'm going to do it kind of a little bit backwards. I think they used Kraft as an overlay and tore it, and white was in the background, and then in some torn areas they have some printed paper kind of behind the tears. So what I've done is I've torn some printed paper, and I'm going to put it over the Kraft paper, and I'll ruffle it up a bit. And I've torn some other, this kind of aqua green color. I may tear a strip or two of this, which is from the Are We There Yet collection by Steven Duncan. And I have these precious chipboard pieces, which I'm probably going to use a few of. Let me pull them up. I was just trying them out in some places there, and I'm just going to kind of pull them up here, and we'll see. Now, this is going to be a tough one to get my hot pink color into, although John's shirt is hot pink, so maybe over near that photo, I'm going to use some of this strip of washi tape. So I've torn it off. This is a Vicki Boutin, I think it's Color Study. So I'm going to start, I've got 3 photos. Well, I'll tell you about the trip. I told you on yesterday that we made it to this hotel late at night, and we got lost because it was a business development, which is probably fully populated by now. But then it had nothing but this brand new hotel. We could see the hotel, but we couldn't find the roads to get there. And the roads weren't on our GPS, so we couldn't do that. We couldn't do anything there. And so we got into the hotel, and we were just dead tired, and we'd been through kind of a harrowing day, so we went straight to sleep. Woke up the next morning to go to breakfast, and our view from breakfast was right out the back to see these 2 gorgeous rocks. and we kind of hiked up to get close to them and took some other photos. And then there's a photo that you could take from the front of the hotel. You get the hotel here, and then you see the top of this rock showing up above the hotel. And it looks like the hotel is kind of built back into the rock, when in fact it's, probably a quarter of a mile away. Anyway, it was amazing. And on the way driving out, we found a welcome sign. We kept going in and out. This was in Wyoming, but we had apparently gone out of Wyoming and then back into Wyoming, and we saw this welcome to Wyoming sign. And of course, it's a bad selfie because I cut off the Wyoming sign. And but we look halfway decent in it. And on the road, we found this place that's just amazing. It was gorgeous. We were kind of stopping at roadside parks and things like that, roadside, like rest stops and so forth, because so many of them, you kind of take them for granted and you use them when they're necessary, but so many of them, particularly out west on this trip, we found ones that were just absolutely beautifully landscaped and had really informative historical markers and signs. And so it was kind of a history lesson, and we were on the Lewis and Clark Trail there for a while, and that was all being illustrated for us. And one of these days, I'm going to do a series of pages just on the signs and the rest stops, just like I'm going to do another series of pages just on the food and just on the baseball games. But this one is kind of for my not so well used photos I haven't scrapped before. And it's not meant to show everything, although on the last few pages I just kind of couldn't decide what photos not to use, so I used them all. this little America it's like an RV park, but it also has a motel. It's like a playground and amusement park for kids and a huge convenience store and gas station like Buc-ee's. And it was just amazing. And what I liked was there's a like metal buffalo in this. There's the slides and stuff that you'd see in a normal playground. But here among all these beautiful trees is a metal buffalo that you can put your kids up on and they can take pictures. So anyway, it was kind of fun. So these were from the 11th. Now I'm doing something a little bit different because I'm using this sketch and I'm kind of conforming to a particular challenge. I'm only using 3 photos. There were more photos that I'm going to, and more story to tell about the 11th. I combined that with the 12th, and that'll come out in video for the 12th, but it skips one of the stops, which I thought was one of the most beautiful places we stopped, which was Truckee, California. So I'm going to kind of go the 11th, and then on the 12th, it'll have some of the 11th and some of the 12th. And then later in the day, I'm going to do one on Truckee, which was on the 12th. Then the 13th was the day that we walked around San Francisco, and that's going to be for Scrap Squad Sunday. So anyway, I think I'll be caught up at that point. Okay, so let's do this. I'm just gonna kind of put a little bit of glue down at the corners here. This paper is from Print Shop by Vicki Boutin, and it is it's printed with all kinds of positive kinds of sentiments. I'm just going to put enough of this to be a bit of a I'm going to kind of trim that off. I'm actually going to put an embellishment there, so it's not going to matter. I'm going to stop trying to fix that. And I'll go with that. Okay. Just kind of having a little bit of shadowy bits kind of sticking out. Okay, and I don't think that goes there unless I tear it. I think I need to tear this. And then I'll put it in kind of right there. And I'll go back, and after the glue has dried, I'll curl it back up. This is going to go kind of right across here, all the way across the page. I'm just going to anchor it on the ends because I want to put some little bits of the aqua green paper into it. Okay, there. And I'll do this up at the top here. And I won't tack any of this down because I want this to kind of fit under it. Come on. gonna do this. I kind of tore it the wrong way there, but what the hey. Okay, I'll do that. And then I'll glue the other on top of it. I'm going to go ahead and let it be like this instead of kind of trying to hug that line, because I think I want to stamp on this with my star stamp. And I'm going to go ahead and do that because it may need to dry. I'm going to do this in a couple places because we have to have at least 2 stamps. That's not a very good star. Let me see if I get a better one down here. That's not very good either, but it's going to have to do. And I may do one here. Let's go here just for the hell of it. Okay. And I may, to reinforce the fact that that is a star shape, I have no idea where that star came from, but I don't think I'll use it again. It doesn't stamp properly. Okay, so let's place the photos and then I'll know where to put these guys. This I wanted kind of right there. And then I was going to put this here down a little bit, and then this kind of lined up with it. So let me get some foam and get those placed. It's kind of a big piece of foam here, and I need to trim it a bit so that it doesn't show. And I want to put it kind of right down here, and I'll line it up with one of those printed lines because I want this to be able to curl up. Then this, I'll put it kind of up a bit because I can afford to do that. Let's see. That would work. And I'm not overlapping them, so I don't really have to worry about where I put the foam. I'll do that like so. Now, I'm going to pry up this guy and tuck this under it. Okay, and I'll pry this up and curl it back, and then I'll pry that up and curl it back. The glue is still wet, so I probably should have waited on that one. here, curl it up, and the glue kind of, let me get this out of my way. And okay, this again, the glue got a little bit close. The Kraft Plus group has just recently gone with new management, and they're really kind of building a community and everyone getting to know each other. It's kind of cool. I've always loved them because it causes me to exercise my craft brain, which often doesn't get used much. I love how certain colors look on craft paper. And let's see, I'm gonna try to do this under here. So I follow along. There aren't any prizes or anything like that. It's all just for fun and to exercise your creative brain. Okay, there, and I'll probably do some enamel dots or some small embellishment here. Let me try to curl that up while I can. Okay, now this, I was gonna put, originally when I dry fitted it, I was gonna put it up there, but it looks like it needs to go down here. And so I'm going to kind of tear it. Let me do this. And scooch it under here. And that, I didn't put any glue there, so that should curl up nicely, and let me slide this in. And for essentially a day traveling in the desert, the craft paper is just perfect. And let me curl that up, and that'll kind of reinforce the look that it's peeking out behind the torn. It'll make it look like the craft paper is what's torn. So then let me get this and curl it up. I haven't done that. And I like that it's got the kind of aqua blue on the other side, so that if that shows, that just adds a pop of color. And I'm going to come around here. Curl this up. I have some labels that I will cut out and put on. This is Green River, Wyoming. This is Little America, Wyoming, and that's Bear River State Park in Wyoming. This is kind of a Wyoming sort of day. We did enter Utah and pass across the Great Salt Lake Desert, which is white. It's filled with potash salts, and I assume it's, my husband swore that it was gypsum, and we did pass through some gypsum flats, somewhere on the trip, but this was it was actually in the Great Salt Lake desert. Okay, so I have this desert playground. This is not going to be my title. My title is going to be Deep in the West, and I'm going to put it right across here. I do not have the all of the letters for the alpha that I want to use, and I'm going to pull it. Well, you know what? Why don't I use this alpha? That would work. It's kind of too big. I will use a smaller alpha. And I've got this Out West Adventures here. I'm gonna put some glue. I'm gonna put everything but the title now. And these are from Steven Duncan for Carta Bella, and he does so many gorgeous, nostalgic collections. And this one, I bought it in 2017 specifically to scrapbook this trip. And I used a lot of the papers for the first bits that I scrapbooked. But I'm going to do this kind of sticking out from under there. Get that glue that's showing. See America. Okay, now let's see what we can do with this. I'm gonna tear it and double layer it, I think. This is a definitely not, well, the hearts that are on it, on the hot pink washi tape, are orange. So that part kind of goes with some of these things. So I'm going to do that. And then I might do like a word strip or something across over top of it. How about this thing right here that says take a photo? It could work. And then some enamel dots or something. That it would be better right here, but then I'd interfere with this piece right there. So maybe I don't need it. Okay. You're gonna just die laughing when we get to the next page. I actually have a photo of the hotel we stayed in, and it's the Holiday Motel. And there's a story there. But look at this. This is a chipboard piece that says Holiday Motel. It's awesome. How did Steven know? Now, let's see. Do I have a Wyoming map here? Here we do. Here we go. And of course, it's not particularly interesting, but it kind of could go as part of a cluster right there. And I'm going to take a little bit of foam tape. And and put it on this little corner of it. I need something right there. So let me look at my sticker sheets. There's a full service Paramount gasoline chipboard there. And then if I can find my word strips that I like, I'm kind of running low on these, but oh, you know what? That take a photo, this says it'll last longer. So I'm gonna say, hey, good looking. And I'm gonna put it down low enough across the hearts on the second bit of washi tape so that you can see the full hearts on that one. And I'm gonna add this to it, and then I'll do some I'll kind of curl that up a bit. And then I'm going to use this just as a kind of to reinforce this aqua color. I'll use it kind of tucked up under here. I know I can do this. It's not exactly straight, but I'll bet I can add a star or a sparkly thing. I'm going to add a star. I don't need another star. We only need 2, but I'm going to do it anyway. Okay, and I think, let me see if I can outline this guy. I'm not going to outline it. I'm going to leave it as it is. It looks kind of rustic and desert-like. Let me see if I can find an alpha. Oh, okay. This is the one I actually may have been looking for. It's got this gold, but that gold is kind of shiny and jewel-like. This is a pink. I don't want pink. So I'm going to have to go find an alpha. Let me see if there's anything else I want to add to this page. Okay, there's a black kind of tab right here that I think might, and there's another one that I could maybe use over here, but I don't. Oh, okay. This, they sold souvenirs there, and so I'm going to put this on here. I'm going to cover one of those pretty trees. And so many photos. I kind of wanted to put something here. Can I do it that way? And it'll still be on the page if I do that, which is kind of important. And I like this arrangement because there's a fair amount of the craft that still shows. And I was kind of afraid I'd be covering too much of it, because that's kind of one of the things you want when you're doing a page for this. And this is a perfect sticker that's saying too many or so many photos, because I took 1 million photos of that. I guess I could put this here because we did eat there. I think we may have only eaten ice cream because I think we had the free Hampton Inn breakfast. But I want to use that little guy. Okay, now I'm going to do, against my better judgment, I'm going to go ahead and put the Nouveau drops on before I get the alphas for the title. And Deep in the West is a great song. I will put a link to a video by one of my favorite artists. He was a local Houston artist who actually recorded songs to be themes for the news programs, things like that. And I saw him, I've seen him perform live hundreds of times, I think. And it was the kind of thing you'd get a group together from work and we'd go down to, there's a place called Corky's Caribbean Isle in Houston, and then there was Theodore's and McGonagall's Mucky Duck. And he and various other folks that he played with would perform there. I'm going to put another star over here in Wyoming just because this kind of looks a little bit plain right there. And I have no idea whether that marks the spot that we were, but I think we traveled about midway, kind of across. So let's do these things. I'm gonna go like here. These are Nouveau stone drops, and I just tested them and they came out, but they're not wanting to come out now. So let me test them again, make sure I haven't got a bubble in there. Okay, and they come out with a really nice stone-like texture. And I'm not doing them properly here because I'm getting a little bit of put one there, one there, one here. And I think that's it except for the title. So thank you for traveling with us across the state of Wyoming and into Utah as we head to California, our ultimate destination being a San Francisco Giants baseball game. And we will talk about that in the coming days. We didn't want to make the trip without, stopping and seeing pretty things. So because we did that, and because we'd kind of been delayed from all the road closures in Colorado, we put ourselves getting in late, but we decided we didn't really care if we were on time. We missed the first pitch, but we decided that wasn't as important as getting there and enjoying the getting there, enjoying the ride. We love baseball, but we're not fanatics, let's say, about, we're not purists in those terms. So thank you for watching, and I will get that title on there, and I'll get these journaling strips placed if I decide to use them. But thanks. Bye. See you tomorrow.